Since the proliferation of large language models that started this year, ChatGPT has managed to remain at the top, gathering so much more popularity than most other models. In fact, you rarely hear about the others. But Google Bard just received an update that will change all of that. And make no mistake, since the introduction of Google Bard, I've honestly thought that people have been overlooking that product from Google and focusing more on ChatGPT. Considering that Bard has no paid version that might restrict users, I really don't think we give it enough credit. The ChatGPT 3.5 is the best you can access on the free version of the AI, and I must say, it's not at all great when you compare it to Google Bard. And if you're on that free version of ChatGPT, you can confirm that when certain questions that require up-to-date information are asked, ChatGPT will always remind you that it's still running on the information that was used in training it as far back as 2021. This can be very frustrating at times. This problem comes up because ChatGPT 3.5 isn't connected to the internet just yet. Many people won't know that. And this is one point I think Google Bard has an edge over ChatGPT. I don't want you to take my word for it, so I have a little demonstration here to show this huge gap that exists between these two models. I took the liberty to ask ChatGPT about the recent discoveries made by the James Webb Telescope this year, but the chatbot can only remind me that it has no access to any data beyond the training period in 2021. And it does point out here that the telescope hasn't even been launched yet as of then. Now, let's just copy this question and paste the exact same thing on Bard and see what we have. So you see that immediately we have the most recent updates on the exploration and some other new details on the project. What you saw just now is how much that singular difference impacted Google Bard, which the recent updates just made a whole lot more interesting. In fact, Google is offering for free some of the features that ChatGPT has limited to the paid version of their program. Personally, I think this just made the race a lot more heated. And I'm almost sure that we'll be seeing a clapback from OpenAI. Make no mistake, this is by no means stating that ChatGPT isn't awesome in any way. I think it'll just be proper to say that each model comes with its own strengths and weaknesses. And this one I just highlighted is one of the weaknesses of ChatGPT. I'm not sure if the delay to connect ChatGPT 3.5 to the internet has anything to do with ensuring data safety, because it seems OpenAI is using the data gotten from here to fine-tune ChatGPT 4. In fact, ChatGPT 4 has access to the internet now, but the only problem is that you have to pay for access to its features. And this is why I think many will be switching to Bard soon enough, because what's the point paying for what you can now access for free? Which is the strategy Google is adopting here. Now let's cut to the chase and look at the details of this update and the amazing things that you can now do with Bard absolutely free. All you need is access to the internet. To begin with, Google is trying to get more spread and acceptance globally, and that's why they've now made Bard available in over 40 new languages. And every country under the European Union now has access to Bard, which is pretty impressive. Since Google entered the AI race earlier this year, they've been leveraging all the resources that they've acquired over decades to stay ahead of the game. That's exactly what they're doing with Bard having immediate access to the internet, and you'll see more of this pattern before we end this video. Another crazy feature that I find most interesting is the ability to modify generated responses just by the click of a button. You know how you ask Bard or even ChatGPT to generate maybe an essay about something and it ends up giving you something way shorter than you want? Now, Google is solving that problem with this feature. And it even allows you to generate shorter responses to your query, which is just very impressive. Not just that, in case the generated response isn't broken down for proper understanding, Bard allows you to generate a simpler answer by clicking this. And it even helps you set the tone for your work in case you want it to sound casual or professional. These are just crazy additions, and I think people will start embracing this more to carry out some tasks at work, especially if these tech companies are able to put the matter of data security at rest. But I guess for now, they're more focused on ensuring that these models work optimally and do the things they said they would. Next on the list of updates is the speech-to-text and text-to-speech features. You can now use your voice to ask Bard your questions, and all you have to do is click on the query box, which will show the blinking cursor, and then go ahead and click the microphone button on the right. Then you can edit before clicking send if there are any mistakes. And I don't know if you're thinking about this, but I think another good addition will be to include voice activation for this, for a more hands-free experience, which will also make this technology accessible to the physically challenged like the blind. Maybe this is in the pipeline. When you have your response generated, you can click on the speaker icon on the top right corner of the response to have Bard read out the content to you using an AI voiceover. All these are totally close to a hands-free experience, and the addition of voice activation will settle that. So you can easily use Bard as you would Siri or Alexa or any voice assistant for that matter. Google also added the image prompts feature in this new update. If you remember, I said initially in this video that ChatGPT is likely to be losing many users to Bard. Now here's one of the reasons. This is basically a feature you'll have to pay for in ChatGPT. And this is a multimodal approach that they're now adopting with these models, which is a huge shift from the initial text-based versions that came first. And it'll get a lot better. And this feature can do a whole lot more than just describe your images. To show you what you can do with this feature, I wrote down something about the ingredients required to make a burger and just included meat in the written work. I went ahead to ask Bard to complete the sequence. As you can see, it provided the rest for me. And this can handle a lot more than that. I mean, you can just start off writing a code and all you have to do is upload it and ask Bard to complete it. This works this way because these models are built to predict what is most likely to follow what in different contexts. These were features that gave ChatGPT an edge over other models for a while now, but it seems now they're catching up and even doing a lot better in certain aspects. When you look at the description that Google gave about this on the Bard platform, you'll see that this particular edition is benefiting from Google Lens. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that Google is bringing its decades of experience into the game this time around. And if nothing is done soon enough, they're likely to start leading in this race. The addition doesn't stop there. You can now pin and share your conversations from Bard. The pin option will help place your priority chats at the top of the list in your history, which makes it a lot easier for you to kick off right where you stopped, which is a great idea to enhance productivity and efficiency. I imagine there will be a massive increase in the dependence on AI with this. And when you have something you'd like to share with others from your conversation, you can now do that with Bard, while having the option to choose whether you'd like to share a whole conversation or just a particular response. In a professional setting where Bard is used for work, this will definitely help with team collaboration on certain issues. And you can edit the heading you want on the shared content. Additions are also being made to the export capabilities of Bard. When they initially launched, you could export content from Bard to other Google-affiliated applications like Gmail and Google Docs. It's no longer news that you can generate codes with Bard, but what they just added is the room for you to export and test that code in Google Colab or Replit. This is just simply impressive. And to do this, all you have to do is generate the code you want and click the share icon right under the generated response. You'll find these options included among the other two initial ones, Gmail and Google Docs. It goes without saying that these things are meant to get better in the coming days, and we shouldn't be surprised by any of it. I most especially am looking forward to how OpenAI will react to this, so as to maintain the position they've held all this while. But I expect that it will continue to be a case of one coming out at the top and another striving to do better. When it happens, we'll be sure to keep you in the loop.